First time I'm using the Tascam DR-07X. I originally wanted the Tascam DR-05, and I actually ordered it through musicians' friends, and then they canceled my order. So I called them and said, why has my order been canceled? Well, the Tascam DR-05 is being discontinued and we no longer have any. So I said, well, you might want to take it off your site. yes, that would be a good idea. But they haven't done it yet because I'm still receiving emails for the Tascam DR-05 from musician's friend. So you tell me what's going on. I haven't a clue. And we're off. I do have another story. 2 weeks ago, I had the bike out and I'm riding along a road in Baltimore County, and there's work that's being done on the road. It's a 2-lane road. It was shut down to 1 lane of traffic, and we had flaggers at both ends letting us know when it was safe to go. Well, I'm behind this really nice looking souped up Cadillac, 2-door coupe, really nice looking. And in front of this person were maybe 2 or 3 other vehicles. We reach the flagger gives us the slow sign, so we proceed. And we get a little bit past the flagger and traffic comes to a stop. The reason it came to a stop is because there was traffic coming in the opposite direction. So apparently the flaggers miscommunicated, I want to say. I don't want to use the word incompetent. So they miscommunicated and they sent traffic going in 2 different directions in this 1 lane that they were supposed to be controlling traffic in. Next thing you know, traffic in my lane is starting to back up, and this Cadillac, I don't know if somebody got close to him in front or what happened, but he just put it in reverse and backed up. Didn't even look, I don't think. Of course, he had super heavily tinted windows, but anyway, he ended up on my front wheel. I've got the clip, here it is, check it out. Whoa. Now, once he ended up on my front wheel, he immediately knew that he had made contact with something. So he pulled a little bit forward, we pulled to the side. He was very apologetic. He said that he would pay for all the damages. I said, well, let's wait on that, because it looks to me like you wouldn't have had to back up had it not been for the miscommunication of the flagging company. So we get the Flagger Force supervisor there. We get him, and I've got it all on tape. And he gives us a number, and I eventually called up the claims department, and the guy said, well, I don't know, this guy backed into you. It seems like it's his fault. Well, yes, he does bear part of the blame. However, he wouldn't have had to back up if your people had been doing their job properly. Well, that's true. So I got a claim number. I have since taken my bike to the dealer. I picked it up yesterday. It needs a new fender, just like I thought, but everything else is okay, and it was good to get everything else checked out just in case. So I couldn't pass up a ride today. It's been a couple weeks. Here I am out in like, I think it's like 39 degrees. But I've got the proper gear, so I'm not too worried about it. But there are a lot of motovloggers, when they talk about the MT-07, one of the perks of getting one is that it's a very popular bike and that parts are readily available, and I was one of those vloggers who said that. However, other parts may be available, but body parts may not be so great. It came to my attention when we realized I needed a new fender, and the parts manager at the dealer said, well, it tells me on the computer that we'll be able to get a fender, but it won't be until March. I'm like, March? Well, let me try eBay and I'll call you back in like 10 minutes. I'm like, okay. So I went on eBay myself. To that guy, he was just texting. And there was nothing to be found. So he calls me back maybe 20 minutes later and he tells me, you know, our warehouse in Georgia says that they have some. Now, whether or not that's true or not, it shows that they're in stock, so I'm going to order. I'm like, okay. But if they don't, and what I originally told you is true, do you still want to let that order go through? And like, well, I can ride the bike. And winter's coming, so I'm not going to be riding it all that often. So yeah, sure. I want that fender. So that's where we are. He ordered it. I picked up the bike. They were going to charge me, I won't give you the total amount, but the amount I paid when I told them that I was going to install it. I mean, it's just 4 freaking bolts. It came to like $110 for the installation. $110 for 4 bolts. I just found that absolutely amazing. It wouldn't take but 5 minutes, and let's even highball it to 10. I'll let you know for sure when the fender comes in, because I'm going to make a video on its installation. And I've ordered some other parts too that I'm thinking about making videos on. I've ordered some GTR front turn signals from TST Industries, and I also ordered their integrated taillight. And in order to make everything work with that, I had to also get the relay, which is okay by me. I don't give a shit. So I should be receiving those items hopefully this week, and I'll be making videos on them. It'll be my first series of how-to videos, but I think it's necessary. I see a lot of how-to videos that don't cover some stuff that I think is pretty important. When I got the Tascam DR-07X, very similar to the 05, so I went onto YouTube and I wanted to learn how to operate it. So I went Tascam DR-05 for motovlogging, and they talk about it, but they don't really give you settings, and it would be nice to know what settings to put it on so you don't have to do all this trial and error crap. Well, there's one guy, something Miller, I believe. He is a motivational speaker and musician, or not musician, a magician, and he came up with a really nice video that tells you about the settings and why you should use them. So that's where I have them today. The proof will be in the pudding when I get home. And like I said, I'll do a comparison between the Tascam DR-07X and the microphone hooked up to the GoPro. Ah, baby. I got that need for speed, but not too much. You know, I've been looking at the MT-09, but that would just kill me, literally. I like to do some strange things for someone my age with a motorcycle. And that thing with increased horsepower just would be not a good move on my part. And like I said, the MT-07 gives me everything I need. I got the power when I need it at the low end. It's really a lot of fun to ride. Yeah, I've had a mishap or two with it, but that's part of it. Fortunately, the mishap wasn't bad, and everything worked out quite nicely. So I think it's made me a better rider, a rider that's more aware of his surroundings. I don't take as many chances as I have in the past. I still have some work to do, but all in all, looking pretty good.